Hannah, I made a word oops recently that I haven't told you about, but I was saving because I thought it might make for a good intro. I know you love a good word list, and I
do.
Today, because I said, I was trying to say jar of caramel, and I said car of jarmal.
Yes.
Jarmal car, I believe, is the phrasing that I used. But, so I was on a work trip recently. I was out of town for a few days, and I was eating at, like, a sports bar restaurant with some coworkers, and on the table was a jar of hot sauce that was Old Bay seasoning flavored hot sauce. And so I can't remember, we were talking about like hot sauce or something, and I was looking at the jar and I just said, unprompted, I love putting Old Spice on popcorn. It tastes so good.
Ugh.
And my coworkers looked at me like, what are you saying?
Right.
And it dawned on me that I did not say Old Bay. I said Old Spice. The men's fragrance spray.
Yes.
So, and then one of them was like, you said it with such confidence, I would have believed you. But I was like, I think in my mind, I was like, Old Bay is a spice.
Yes.
So I was like, Old Spice. Yeah, absolutely. But I was like, I was so embarrassed. I was like, I can't believe I just said, confused Old Bay with Old Spice. I was staring at the jar that said Old Bay, Old Bay on it. So I was so embarrassed. And I was like, I'll have to hang in about that one. So you can add it to the list. Because
you do have a tendency to mispronounce things. I
just like combined two words together and
yeah. Recently you said specialty delivered instead of special delivery.
I did say specialty delivered. That's true. So anyway, if you ever wondered if I stopped doing that, the answer's no. I haven't.
No.
I literally did today, this morning. Recently.
May you never stop.
Probably will never stop. I don't see it ever ending anytime soon.
No.
Because, it's always a rectifying in this.
It is
this
rectifying. And the San Francisco 69ers are really on their game.
They're really on their game, yeah.
Welcome.
This is Research Rank Repeat. I feel like I'm in church, when you do the call and response where it's like, he is mighty, and it's like men and women singing separately.
Do you remember the one that was like creepy where it's like, and now the blood has risen to the I was like, what the fuck?
Well, the one that bothered me, Lamb of God, you take away the sins of the world.
Personal favorite. Bake the bread.
Pour the wine, come and dine. Bake a great love. Yeah, anyway.
This is Research Rank Repeat.
This is Research Rank Repeat. This is not a Lutheran church service. Sorry, we're just reliving our days of many church Sundays in our youth. But we're here for a fun, not church-related episode that we do once a year.
Yeah.
When we are taking a little summer break, which we have done. We've been releasing episodes, but they're old episodes. We recorded a bunch. Like we recorded like 6, like back to back to back to back.
Yes.
So we've been releasing them periodically. So we haven't recorded anything super recently. So that means it's time for a variety hour.
Yeah. We love a variety hour.
We do love a variety hour. If you've never listened to our variety hours before, essentially it's small segments of things that we've done. Some of the stuff we've done in the past, like speed rankings. Some of it's usually, we try to do one new thing a year. And so we've got a couple of fun little segments coming for you. And it's just, we're just here to do little silly stuff and not take it too seriously. But at the end, we'll rank all our segments on how well we think they went.
Yeah.
So, we'll do a little personal ranking for ourselves.
Yeah, we got to keep ourselves humble.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Our first ranking, we're going to start with something specifically just because I saw this and I thought it might make for a good reaction and ranking, or our reaction of how we feel about it. Recently, Oreo and Coke have partnered together and they've released Coke-flavored Oreos and Oreo-flavored Coke Zero.
Yes.
So we have both in front of us. We finally were able to find the Oreos. It took a little bit to find those. Yeah. And we have the Oreo Coke. I'm not a big fan of Coke Zero, which I know you're not either.
No.
So I don't know how this is going to go, but we have both of them. So we're going to drink the Coke, we're going to taste the Oreos, and see how we feel about them and which we like better.
Yeah.
And tell you our opinions about how they fare, if you should try it or not.
Yeah, my guess is don't.
I was going to say, the fact that the Oreos are red is a little concerning.
They're like the Coca-Cola red, and then...
And also says with popping candy as well,
wow.
which is a little concerning. Okay, now, do you want to drink the Coke first, or do you want to eat the Oreos first? I'm kind of the Oreos first mindset.
I think so.
Okay. All right, first look. What do you think?
They're very, like, color dyed.
Oh,
God.
this smells like frosting.
It smells, you know, like...
frosting?
You know when they make, like...
That's what I'm getting.
It's reminding me of something very specific.
So it's like the Oreo side is like an Oreo, and then the side that says Coke is like red, and that's where I'm getting... It's almost like that root beer candy you get for Halloween.
Yeah.
It kind of smells like that, too.
Well...
Bon appetit.
Bottoms up. Oh, there's a popping candy. Oh.
Maybe a little spoiler for a future episode, but we have talked about ranking Oreos, and at some point, but our main issue is that in order to try multiple Oreos, we're going to need multiple packs, and neither one of us want to have like 6 packs of Oreos that we have to eat. So we're trying to logistically think of a way to make that happen where we can just have a couple Oreos of a few packs that we eat. But if I had to guess where I would rank this Oreo among other Oreos, it probably would be near the bottom.
Yeah. It's very weird.
I don't think it's any better than an Oreo. I don't think it enhances the flavor in any way.
It also doesn't taste like Coke.
It doesn't taste like Coke. It just kind of tastes like sugar.
Yeah.
I don't think the popping candy is anything special.
No, I also don't like that it came in right at the end.
Yeah.
It's still popping in my mouth.
I don't think this is terrible. I don't think, I didn't spit this out. I ate it, and I was like, okay, I see what they're going for, but I don't think it's, I don't think I would be like, wow, you need to try those Coke-flavored Oreos right now.
No,
so,
I agree.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, let's wash it down with some limited edition.
Oreo-flavored Coke.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. 0 sugar.
Fizzy cookie flavored. Fizzy cookie flavored. I don't love that. Oh, yeah, give them a little... Ooh.
How it tastes to sip Coke Zero.
I love cracking cans on mic. That's one of the best sounds. Hannah and I have talked about this extensively. We both hate ASMR.
Yes.
I hate most of it, but I do like can cracking. I like opening a can.
It doesn't really smell.
Again, I'm getting like frosting smell.
Which I guess there is frosting in Oreos. Okay.
All right, bottoms up.
Cheers. Oh.
What is that? Who fucked this up? Like, why is this both so not, like, good? Neither of these are, like, I'm like, wow, amazing.
It tastes like nothing. But it doesn't even taste like Coke.
It's got, like, a thick, like, it sits in the back of your tongue.
Yeah.
It's, like, a weird, thick, syrupy flavor.
It almost tastes like when you get, like, a rich, like, beer.
Yeah, it does not taste like... It doesn't taste like Coke.
No, but it doesn't taste like Oreos.
And it doesn't... Like, because I thought, like, Oreo, you know, like, vanilla Coke, right? That's what my first thought would be, but there's no hint of vanilla.
And also, although, to be fair, I don't ever drink Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. I know that tastes a little bit different, so maybe that's part of it, but it doesn't taste like anything. Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't either. Like, there's almost, like, a little bit of a frosting-y kind of flavor.
Yeah, but it's not... It's leaving a really weird taste in my mouth. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that.
But I wouldn't, like, drink this and be like, wow, that tastes like Oreos.
No. I would not recommend either of these products for people to buy.
Yeah, if I had to, for ranking purposes, because this is a ranking, I think the Oreos that taste like Coke are better than the Coke that tastes like Oreos.
Agree.
That would be my general consensus.
But I also would not recommend...
I wouldn't recommend either of these to sample.
No.
Did you ever try that, like, spiced Coke?
Yes.
That I liked.
See, that was good.
I liked spiced Coke. So I'm like, I know they can do like, flavor combinations.
Well, like vanilla Coke is really good.
Vanilla Coke is my favorite Coke. I prefer vanilla Coke over other flavors.
Her favorite is the cocaine.
Bumping that 365.
You got a little white powder under your nose.
Wipe away the residue.
Okay.
Anyway, again, we don't condone illegal drug use. Plus, I literally have never done coke, so.
No. Yeah, I don't know, that it just doesn't, it's not appealing to me.
Yeah, it's not it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, we gotta try it for the greater good for everyone else to know.
They really thought they were doing some big crossover.
I was gonna say, if you don't want these Oreos, I'll take them to work and I'll make other people
I
eat
would
them.
do that, because I don't want them.
They'll get eaten by someone, so...
Have people taste them.
Yeah, I'll leave them in the break room.
Get some opinions.
Someone will eat them, yeah. Anyway, I'd say no.
No.
I would not give a stamp of approval on either of these, so...
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Segment 1 done.
Good. On to better things.
Now we're going to go to one of our favorites of this is the speed ranking. For the purpose of speed ranking, what we do is we give each other a category of several things that we'd like them to rank, and it can be very arbitrary. Like last year we did, I had Hannah rank the characters from Codename Kids Next Door, like numbers 1 through 5, based on number 5 through number 1, but so number 1 was, I think, number 1 for your list.
I think so.
And I think Hannah asked me to rank, I think you'd asked me to rank teachers. I think this we did for 100th episode. You asked me to rank my elementary school teachers and things. So, arbitrary stuff like that. So, we prepared 2 categories that we'd like each other to rank, and a backup just in case we somehow matched.
Yes.
So, would you like to start, or do you want me to start?
Yeah, I can start.
Okay.
I would like you to rank... I'm going to call this condiments.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if all of them technically would be classified as condiments, but essentially items you would add to food to enhance flavor.
Sure.
Ketchup, mayo, sriracha, soy sauce, and because we're from the Midwest, ranch.
Okay, this is going to be really easy.
Okay.
I'll be honest. Okay. Number 5, sriracha. I rarely ever use sriracha. I own sriracha, and I've used it for, maybe one dish ever.
Okay.
I don't have anything against sriracha. I just use other hot sauces and other things, so it's just not really in my kitchen being used. Number 4, maybe controversial, ranch.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge ranch fan. I like ranch, but once I got into hummus, it was because previously it was veggies and ranch, dipping ranch. But ever since I've eaten hummus, it's that's way better.
Or that dill vegetable
or
dip.
Or dill vegetable dip, or a spinach artichoke dip. So I honestly, the only times I ever eat ranch is if I, for some reason, have gotten chicken strips, which I don't get super often, or have a wrap with ranch, or a spicy ranch, a chipotle ranch. So I don't have ranch in my fridge currently. So that's number 4. Number 3. Oh God, this is where the first 2 I knew was gonna be really easy. 3, I think I'm gonna do ketchup. In my own kitchen, between these 3, I probably use ketchup the least, but I still use a lot of ketchup, but I use it the least. Okay. And I think there are better things than ketchup, like hot sauce, or spicy ketchup, spicy mayo, that stuff. So ketchup at number 3. Solid fan of ketchup, though. Number 2, I'm gonna do soy sauce. Okay. Because I cook a lot of Asian-inspired dishes, lo meins and pad see-ew and stuff like that. All those dishes always want soy sauce.
Yes.
To make some type of a sauce mixture, with hoisin sauce and fish sauce and
sesame oil.
So I use it frequently. Yeah. And number 1 is mayo. I love mayo. I've talked about this with many people that often if I get a sandwich and they don't put enough mayo on it, I go home and I add more.
Yeah, I do too.
And I tell people that, they're like, what are you talking about? I always ask for less mayo.
You have to have the right amount.
And so I go through a lot of mayo. Yeah. I also like ketchup and mayo mixed together. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Spicy mayo for sushi. I sometimes put mayo on grilled cheese, on the outside of bread as instead of butter. It makes it a crisp a little bit better. I love mayo. Yeah. And I'm not ashamed of it.
No, I'd potato salad with some mayo in it, or
tuna salad.
Yeah.
Chicken salad.
Egg salad.
Egg salad. There's so many. It's versatile. Yeah. Ranch is always touted as the Midwest condiment, but I think it should be mayo.
Mayo, yeah, mayo.
I'm a big fan of the mayo. Yeah. So that'd be what I say.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, Hannah, this was one I had as a backup for the last time we did this last year. So I saw it and I was like, oh, I should absolutely do this. So Hannah, I would like you to rank a select group of MXC games that I have selected for you. And I can remind you what they are if you're not sure what they are based on the title. For those of you not aware, MXC was a Spike TV show based on a Japanese game show that they dubbed over with English voices. So the games are Sinkers and Floaters, which is the crossing the rocks in the water, and some of them are stationary and some of them sink. Rotating Surfboard of Death. Do you remember what that one is, or do you need...
Is that the one where they had to ride it, like, all the way around?
Yes, you have to, like, jump on the surfboard and, like, go over obstacles and then make it to the other side and, like, jump over. But then I have Log Drop, which is running across the logs without falling. Pole Riders, which is where you have to cross on the pole from one side to the other. And then Wall Bangers, which is you have to jump through go through the walls. I thought about that, or the Boulder of Death. So you could pick either of those two. I was trying to think of the most common ones, the games that we saw most often. So
I would say number 5, I'll do the Rotating Surfboard of Death. Mm-hmm. I remember it, but I don't remember, like, that much about it.
Okay.
And I also, like, I don't have a lot of specific memories of just that one. Like, where some of these other ones I can remember specific, like, scenes and, like, things that had happened. I would say number 4 would be... Number 4, I would go with Wall Bangers. I think it was good. I think the concept of it was, like, funny and good. Again, though, it's kind of that thing of, like, I don't have that many memories associated with it. 3, I would go with Pole Riders. I feel like Pole Riders, it's just, like, anytime you have someone jumping onto a pole, it's just, like, not going to end well.
No, yeah.
And it usually does not end well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, like, the concept itself was so genius. And, again, like, it's not going to end well majority of the time. 2, I gotta go with Log Drop. For some reason, people trying to run across logs is, like, very funny to me.
It's always funny, yes.
And I remember specific, like, episodes and, like, the people just, like, absolutely, like, shit fate. Like, getting the, what am I trying to say?
The shit, kicked out of them.
Yeah, like, they get destroyed, but it's, like, it makes for good
like,
TV.
when they fell, they'd, like, hit, like,
right,
5,
and they, like,
ping-pong
back and forth.
Which was funny.
Number 1 is Sinkers and Floaters.
That's classic.
It's so funny because, like, the people are so confident, or people take 2 approaches. They go super fast, or they just take their time. Mm-hmm. But I remember, like, the people running up to the line and, like, doing their chant and then, like, running across. And I just think Sinkers and Floaters was one they did almost every episode.
It was usually featured.
Yeah, and I just, like, I have a lot of good memories of that one, and that one, too, is one of those like, creative concepts.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. I was trying to think if there's any other normal, like, routine ones that I was thinking of that I couldn't remember, but I was, like, some of the names I was, like, trying to associate, like, the name with the thing, and it was, like, some of them I didn't recognize, so.
The only one I remember a lot was, like, the one where they had to put the ball in, like, that ping pong thing and run down.
Oh, yes, and
like,
catch it at the bottom, yes.
So I just remember people, like, face planting in mud.
I can't remember that one was called Brass Balls.
Yeah.
There was one called Brass Balls, and I was trying to remember if that was that or if it was something else. Because there's one you have to, like, catch them, too, on like, you're on a bridge, and you have to, like, catch the balls. I thought that might have been Brass Balls, so. Either way, that's number 1.
Okay. I would like you to rank childhood meals. Oh, so these were meals that were regularly a staple of our childhood.
Okay.
Pot roast.
Oh, pot roast, okay.
Chicken casserole.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Beef stew. Cheesy chicken and rice. And white people tacos.
Oh, of course.
All meals we had pretty regular. I mean, we didn't have pot roast all the time, but we had them regularly throughout the years.
Crock-pot meals.
Yes.
Obviously, the only other one that I feel like we had a lot was chicken marsala. We had a lot, too.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's similar enough to chicken casserole, so. Okay. So, so I personally never liked the cheesy chicken and rice.
I didn't either.
It was always just, like, so slimy.
And, like, watery.
Yeah. And I think I understand. It was easy meal for mom to make too. Because our mom worked nights. She had to go to work. It was chicken, and you just throw cans of soup and chicken and
frozen vegetables and
cheddar cheese on top. But it was always like I would eat it and then not, like, I wasn't looking forward to it.
No. And you never felt like full after.
Eventually she stopped making it, and it was great. So that's number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna go with beef stew.
Yeah.
Mainly because I feel like beef stew just made you fart like terribly.
It's a catalyst for farting. Yeah.
But it was fine. I think 3, I'm gonna have to go pot roast.
Yeah.
I really liked pot roast.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was not a super, like, it was more of like a special occasion or infrequent meal. So it's not like a staple, but it was always delicious. Yeah. So I remember I asked for that for my birthday at least once, as a child. That and like mashed potatoes. Yeah. With, like, the beef gravy. Yeah. Number 2, I'm gonna go with white people tacos. Yeah. 1, because I don't often make white people tacos anymore, but I have, and we were talking about this earlier today because we had tacos. I still think Catalina as a taco dressing, like, instead of hot sauce, slaps.
Top tier.
I love Catalina on a taco.
Yeah.
And I'll explain our white people tacos because everyone has a different variation. Yes. Flour tortilla. Yep. For a long time it was ground beef, and then we eventually switched to ground turkey. Yes. Cheddar cheese. Yep. Like shredded cheddar cheese. Lettuce. Yep. Catalina. Yeah. That's it.
Sometimes sour cream.
Sometimes sour cream. That's it. Nothing else. No. As we got a little bit older, we changed to ground turkey. We started adding tomato. Yeah. Avocado
and like pepper and onion.
Yeah, so it got a little more advanced, but yes, white people taco, I have a love for that. Yeah, I appreciate an actual real corn tortilla taco. Yeah, I understand that it is arguably superior. Yeah, and I would choose that over my own white person taco. Yes, if I had the choice. Number 1, chicken casserole, because I literally make it still.
I just made it last week.
I was thinking about making it recently, but I like to make it when it's cold. I've had it this year, definitely, before the summer. So because I still make it and I still eat it, and it's a cheap, easy meal.
And it's like, it just tastes like comfort.
It just tastes like comfort, yeah.
And it reheats really well.
It reheats it's a really good
leftovers. And that's the one meal I don't mind eating like 3 days in a row.
Yeah. So that one was always going to be number 1 because I actually still make it. Yeah. So
cool.
Great. All right. For your second one, Hannah, I would like you to rank the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants girls. The girls from Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Not the books, the girls. So that would be Libby, Tibby, Lena, Carmen, and Blake Lively.
Bridget.
Bridget.
Oh my god. Did you even write their names down?
No. I was like, I'll remember them.
Libby.
I was like, I'll remember them, and then my brain short-circuited. Sorry. Lena, Tibby, Carmen, Bridget. Thank you. I'm sorry, I was just like, Blake Lively. Blake Lively. I'd like you to rank the 4 girls.
You know how to get me to choose.
And I can't remember, did you read all 5 books?
I did.
Okay.
I did indeed.
I was going to have you rank the books, and I was like, I can't remember if you read the last one. Okay. So I was like, maybe the girls would be more controversial.
I do rewatch that movie. Yeah. I sent Alyssa a Snapchat. I rewatch it at least once a year, and I cry every time. Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
And you can base it off the book portrayal, movie portrayal, whichever you like. You've got options.
I have a very hard time not immediately thinking of the movie portrayal because
that's fine, yeah.
As I've read the books multiple times, but at the same time, they're so ingrained to me as characters, like as in the movie. Right. But I will also think about the books. Okay, so I think number 4. I would probably go with. I think I would go with Lena.
Okay.
I think the reason being is that I don't feel super connected to her character. Like, especially in the first movie, you don't get. I feel like every other character has some sort of like emotional story, like some sort of like thing they're dealing with or something that happens. In Lena, you don't necessarily get that, and I think because of that, you don't necessarily get as maybe much character development or as much into her character as you do some of the others. I also think too in the books, like some of her storylines just weren't that interesting to me. Yeah. I think the Costas like Grease plot is like pretty good, but later books, I don't remember being like I can't remember a lot of her main storylines. Yeah. 3, I would go with 3, I think I'm going to go with Tibby.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Tibby. I very much relate to her, like, just dry, like, sense of humor and, like, hating her job and kind of hating the world at times.
That's fair.
But I do think that her character gets, like, interesting development. I think that, especially her whole story with Bailey.
Bailey, yeah.
And I think...
her first book.
Yeah, and you get to see a lot of, like, her more emotional side and more of, like, her caring side. Even, like, the second movie, which the second movie's not my favorite, but I also think that, like, you get character development in that movie.
She
with
is
her
like
as
a
well.
pregnancy scare.
Yeah, and she's dealing with breaking up with a guy she's been with forever and having issues with her friends. And so, yeah, I think I like her character. Again, I just don't totally remember a lot of her storylines, later books. 2, I think I would go with Bridget. I really connected to Bridget because, like, I played soccer growing up, and I just thought her character was cool. I also think she gets a lot of development as a character because of the fact that, like, her mom died when her mom committed suicide when she was, like, 16. And, like, so it's going to have some sort of emotional toll. And I think it's interesting to see her character struggle. And I can remember a lot of her plots from the book. I remember, like, her going to visit her grandma and her going, like, on a dig. And you kind of get to see a lot of her character's ups and downs with how she deals with things or doesn't deal with things.
Right.
1 is Carmen, and I don't want to say it's because it's America Ferrera, but it kind of is because it's America Ferrera. She's so good in that role. Yeah, and she's so good in that role. Carmen, too, like, in the book, she's kind of like the narrator.
Yeah, in a lot of ways she is.
I think she's kind of the focal point of the story. Like, even in the movies, she's the one who starts out in talking about her friends, and I think she's sort of a lot of times she's sort of like the anchor of the group and sort of the voice of reason
emotional
like
center.
Bringing people together. Right. And her plots are very memorable to me. Yeah. Especially in the movies. I can remember like the second movie, pretty much all that I remember of that is like her plots. And,
meeting her dad and his new family.
Right, and she's dealing with parents who are divorced and the toll that takes, and
a father who's not super present in her
father
life.
Who she sees him spending more time with stepkids than she ever got to spend with him. And yeah, I think in the second movie she goes off and is trying to kind of find who she is without her group. And I think that's like a thing a lot of people relate with. You know, it's we all grow up and we all kind of want to see who we are as an individual. Yeah, and also I just love America Ferrera. Yeah. She's really good in the role. She's really good in most roles she plays. And I think too, like, I feel like that her character and her role was important, especially like the time that movie came out. Absolutely. And she's spoken a lot about like having opportunities for characters like Latina women and people to be able to be accurately portrayed and like she wasn't like this skinny like,
I was gonna say the other thing with like body image and like because I know that's a big part of like the character in the books and also,
and like all the other three girls are like these described as like these skinny like petite whatever and she's kind of like this full, more like, average figured, like
has about
and body, so it's cool to see that. And I think her character was like very important for the time period and also just like in general for representation. So yeah, that was a little lengthy, but that's fine. It's a very I'm very, you know how much I love that movie.
Well, I know. That's why I was like, I changed my mind and I had you do. So I'm not sure about the 3, but I was like, I think Carmen would be my number 1. Yeah. And then I was trying to think.
I almost switched Bridget and Tibby.
I was thinking, because I think Tibby, I really liked, especially the first book. Yeah. I really thought she got like a really interesting, and like everyone else had a good summer except for her. Right. She's like suffering. Just like, made a new friend, she died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, how you're still drinking the Coke.
It's in front of me. It's open. I'm going to drink it. So that's our 2. My backup would have been having you rank reactor YouTube channels. Ooh. So, but I couldn't remember the name of 2 of them that I know that you watched, so I decided to give up on that.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah, so I'll keep it in mind for potentially for later.
My fourth one, or my third one was going to be Detroit sporting event, like Pistons, Tigers, Lions, because we've been to all of them in person. What your overall ranking is.
Okay. Yeah, fair. So now We have a segment we have done previously, but we're doing a little twist on it. Essentially, we're going to be reading each other reviews written by people on the app Letterboxd, which, again, I say this often that I am going to update our Research and Repeat Letterboxd, but we do have a Letterboxd where we will update, or I will try to update with movies that we have watched on this channel and putting up what we would rank movies and like our ranking lists for those films. I'm going to eventually remember to do that and actually do that. Pumpkins. But what we're gonna do for do a twist on it. Last time we just found movies and gave reviews and we had to guess what it was based on what people wrote.
Yes.
This time we're gonna do that, but we're gonna choose movies that were adaptations of books.
Yes.
So the movie has to have been adapted from a novel, some type of book. It could be like a short story, some type of written medium in book form to movie. So it helps like narrow down into like a select type of field. Yes. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You could go first.
Okay. And we each chose 3.
Yes.
I guess I should specify. All right. So this one is just a short one. I don't expect you to get it from this, but I'll give you the short one and then I'm going to give you more.
Okay.
Okay. The scene with blank lounging in the bed is the only reason I bother with men at all. So that's just that. I just liked that sentence. So I wanted to give you that. Does that give you anything or is that just, you know? I didn't expect you to be able to get it from that, but
no,
I have more.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay. The film itself is fairly entertaining, but at every turn I expected it to finally morph into the classic it has always been touted as. The frightening speech from blank at the very end is promisingly dark, but then it turns out that the hero is nothing more than a noble knight in shining armor, and the villain is just a cackling, asexual sociopath. And the heroine has gotten her reward because she sat around waiting for blank to rescue her and doing something herself. It's all surface and too little depth, or have I missed the point entirely? Yes, what does that give you? And you have, I don't know if you have read the book it's based on, but you've definitely seen the movie.
Okay.
So, I will give you that, if that is helpful.
Is it? No. Wait. I don't think that makes sense.
Well, you can, what are you thinking? What's coming to mind?
For some reason, Great Gatsby.
It's not The Great Gatsby.
Okay.
I think that, you know.
Read that first one again.
The first one? The scene with blank lounging in bed is the only reason I bother with men at all. That's the first one.
Okay, can you read the second one?
Yes. The film itself is fairly entertaining, but at every turn I expected it to finally morph into the classic it has always been touted as. The frightening speech from blank at the very end is promisingly dark, but then it turns out that the hero is nothing more than a noble knight in shining armor, and the villain is just a cackling, asexual sociopath, and the heroine has gotten her reward because she sat around waiting for blank to rescue her instead of doing something herself. It's all surface and too little depth, or have I missed the point entirely?
The only movie that comes to my head, which I don't even think it's based off a book, is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Well, it's based on The 12th Night,
I know.
Which is, yeah. Okay, I'll give you a little bit more.
Okay.
I wish I'd gotten the chance to watch this at a younger age. I'd have fallen head over heels in love with it, daydreamed about this lovely fantasy world, watched it over and over a million times. I guess I'm much too cynical now to enjoy it the way I should.
Is it? No, it's not Princess Bride. Is it?
It's Princess Bride.
Oh my God.
It's Princess Bride. Yeah, you got there. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was like, maybe if I give you its fantasy.
When you said fantasy, because I wasn't
like,
even thinking. I kind of forgot it's based on.
Because the first one is when he gets when he dies, he gets brought back, and he's lounging in the bed, and he's like, it'd be a shame to waste perfect breasts such as yours, or something along those lines. Yeah. Anyway, Princess Bride. Yes, you got it. Yeah, you got there. I've also been tasting the Coke, like maybe I'll like it more the more I have it, but the answer is no. It's about the same.
Okay. A summer with family, finding love, being happy, but all that collapses from one moment to the next. It's very sad.
The first thing that came to mind is, what's the one with Shailene Woodley where she gets cancer?
Oh, The Fault in Our
Fault in Our
Stars? No, it's not
okay,
that.
not The Fault in Our Stars. Okay.
Would you like another?
Sure.
Okay. Listen, the acting is low-key bad, the plot is predictable AF, and the story's corny. But why is no one talking about how good the soundtrack is?
Twilight?
No.
Okay. It's not Twilight. It's not one of the Twilight films.
No.
Okay. Can you read the first one again?
Yes. A summer with family, finding love, being happy, but all that collapses from one moment to the next. It's very sad.
Okay, is it like a Nicholas Sparks movie? Yeah, okay, let's see. So, is it the last song?
It is.
Okay.
It is indeed.
Because I was like, that takes place in summer.
Yeah.
Because I was like trying to think, I was like, is there any Nicholas Sparks books that take place in summer? Okay, great. The last song. Excellent.
And I knew you had, I think you've read the book, haven't you?
I did. I read the book.
I knew we had watched the movie together.
Yeah, I did. I cried.
Yeah, I did
cried
too.
At the end.
All the comments were about how the little brother deserved an Oscar, and I was like, yeah, I remember him being really good.
All right. So I'm going to read the first half, and then I'll give you the second half. I think we'll give it away a bit more, but okay. I watched this on cable, alone in a hotel room while eating a burger and nursing a migraine. Obviously not an ideal viewing experience, but the movie holds up, which I think says a lot about the movie. Let's say I watch Indiana Jones or Citizen Kane or some shit like that while this was happening. Good movies? Sure. But wouldn't hold up like blank. How do I know that? A little thing called intuition, but not too much intuition because then it wouldn't be blank.
I don't know.
Does that give you nothing?
No.
Okay. By the way, I like baseball. Why? It's because I'm diseased. It's either a genetic thing in my brain or because I drank Boston tap water as a child. And this movie is literally like baseball where you're like, what the fuck is this? This shit is probably boring. And at the end you're crying. And not only is the movie not boring, but you're like, okay, I guess I love my dad. If you can't relate to anything in either part of this review, I don't know what to say. Grow up. That's a you problem. This is another one where I don't know if you've read the book, but you have seen the movie. I know for a fact you've seen this movie, so.
To fucking Field of Dreams.
No, it's not Field of Dreams.
Is it even a baseball movie?
It is a baseball movie, yes. You're on the right track. I tried to be sneaky with this one because I don't even know if you know this. There's a book that's based off of, but there is a book.
I love my dad. Fucking Sandlot. Sandlot, The Rookie. League of Their Own? No. I can't think of any other baseball movies.
A little thing called intuition, but not too much intuition because then it wouldn't be blank. It's a little related to the film that bit.
I know, and I'm not making any connections.
I will say we saw this movie together.
Okay. Oh, was it Moneyball?
It's Moneyball.
Yeah. The father part. I was
yes.
like, what is the... Okay.
Yeah, because he gives up baseball for his kid.
I did. I have read the book.
Oh, you did read the book? Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. I was like...
I just couldn't think of it as a baseball movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. The beauty of blank is that we get to watch movies like this and feel things. This is one of my all-time favorite coming-of-age films, and I never get tired of rewatching.
Coming-of-age films. Perks of Being a Wallflower?
Oh, shit.
I knew it. I was like, I just feel like that felt right.
Yeah, the other one I was going to read says, exquisite coming-of-age drama that beautifully captures the highs and lows of adolescent life, wonderfully illustrates the value and importance of friendship.
I did read that book, so that's why I was like, I feel like this is a book I've read before, and I've seen the movie, so, yes. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Here's my last one.
Okay.
I have a selection of a few shorter ones, so I'll just give you a few shorter ones.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is from someone who says, family movie night. 9-year-old. 10 out of 10. Because she liked how the characters dressed and how the one kid kept chewing on everything. She also liked that they were all, quote, emo. 8-year-old. 10 out of 10. Because he thinks it takes place in London. He also liked the music. Okay, so that's the first one.
Okay.
Does that give you anything?
Not really.
Okay. This is someone's review. Imagine having beef with children.
Is it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
No, but you're on like a right track. You're on the right track. It's in that vein of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want one more?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's another one. Blank is a fucking imbecile. How is he allowed to work at a bank? I would never trust that buffoon with my money.
Bank. Is it? It's not It's a Wonderful Life, is it?
Mm-mm.
It's based off of a book.
It actually is based off. Wasn't it based off a novella or something? I
think so.
Yeah. It's not that one. You were closer with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
I'll give you one more.
Okay.
I totally get why kids loved these books because they're perfect fantasy for young readers. Like, what kid doesn't want a story where the children are the only intelligent characters?
Is it? Wait. No, that's not like it's a Banks. Series of Unfortunate Events?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so Mr. Poe's,
he
he's
did
their,
work.
He's their family.
He worked in the, okay. I couldn't remember if he worked in a bank.
He
or
kept
not.
sending them to all the yeah. So he worked in the bank. Yeah. You got it. I just love that. Imagine having beef with children. That was so funny.
Okay, let me see.
I like a lot of the reviews were like kept saying like Jim Carrey, and I was like, or like the Netflix series. So I was trying to find shorter ones that weren't as specific.
Okay. Don't think I'd ever 180'd so far on a movie during its runtime, which essentially begins as a risible? R-I-S-I-B-L-E. I don't know what risible. Risible true friendship story and ends as a series of separate yet emotionally coherent stories around death, disconnected parental figures, culture, and time's impermanence. I was sobbing before I knew it.
Is this Sister of the Traveling Pants?
Which I didn't know you were going to do that.
I was like listening and I'm like, this sounds like Sister. We just talked about
I was laughing because the first comment I read said, "You get that Greek dick, Rory Gilmore."
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my god.
Jesus. That's like, I read a review earlier to Hannah that started with, "You can suck my fat cock." And I was like, this movie sucks.
Another comment. Turns out pants can't cure leukemia.
Oh my god.
Which was a little dark.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that none of them were lesbians.
Oh my, I mean, that's fair.
International shipping ain't cheap.
International shipping ain't cheap.
But yes.
That's true.
I know, I did not know you were going to do a Sister of the Traveling Pants. But then I was
that's
like,
funny.
I'd already committed at that point.
It's funny because I did the Sister of the Traveling Pants before I did my movie review. Right. So I wasn't even,
Yeah, that's funny.
Thinking about it. Okay. So those are our Letterboxd reviews. We actually did pretty well with the book ones, I feel like. Yeah, better than previous one. I still think the best one, though, is for Delores Prada, is that it's whiplash for the girls and the gays. That's like one of my favorite comments.
It was very... When I thought about it, I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah. Alright, and our last segment is going to be quick summaries.
Yes.
So Hannah and I love writing quick summaries. Pixar and Studio Ghibli, we just got it directly from either Max or Disney Plus because it's just so many. It would take way too long. But we like to do it for other things, so.
Yes.
We have a wheel. Let me grab my laptop. A wheel that has a grouping of about 30 films on it that we both have seen and are familiar enough with that we could write a quick summary about.
Yes.
So I'm gonna shuffle it a few more times just to give it some more
mix it up.
Yeah, just to mix it up. And okay, so I'm gonna shuffle. How many times should I shuffle it? Give me a number.
Lucky number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. So then we're going to spin. And our first one is going to be 27 Dresses.
Ooh, okay.
Alright, so 27 Dresses is gonna be our first one, which we did talk about somewhat recently.
Yeah.
Alright, so we will return when we've written them. I can't remember what the character's name is, so I'm gonna look it up really quick.
Tess.
Tess.
Tess is the sister.
Jane.
Jane.
Jane, okay. I was like, I just could not remember her name. Okay.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Oh my god, yours is like twice as long as mine.
Oh, really?
You really went into
I thought mine was like short.
I kept it concise and neat. Mainly because I haven't watched it in a hot minute, so I'm like, I don't have like.
I watch it like once every 6 months. So.
I probably haven't seen it in like 3 years, so.
Okay. All right, this is my summary for 27 Dresses.
Okay.
This movie is a perfect example of why you can never trust a white man boss. Jane dreams about her wedding day, all while ensuring brides get to live out their dream wedding days. Jane's sister Tess comes to town, and that's when shit hits the fan. There's hydroplaning, James Marsden, Benny the Jets, and some light stalking. Will Jane ever get to find her true happiness with her mediocre white boss, or will Buddy Boy James get his final prize? After all, this is a horror film.
It's pretty good. It's pretty accurate.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Here's mine. Jane isn't your average woman. Mm-mm. She somehow ended up involved as a bridesmaid in not one wedding, but 27. James Marsden decides this is crazy and wants to write an article about it, as well as awkwardly watch Jane being in love with her boss, who's about to marry her sister. Mm-hmm. Will they hydroplane to a happy marriage, or will she Benny and the Jet into her 28th dress?
Oh, I like that little... I was trying to do that word play, too, and I couldn't find a way.
So that was what I was like, it's shorter because I was like, I got the word play down right away.
I couldn't find a way to slide that word play in.
I was like, we can hydroplane into marriage.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. It's a solid rom-com. I haven't seen it in a hot minute.
Yeah, it's definitely like
it's a classic.
One I go back to.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
need to watch it again. Yeah. It's been a hot minute. Yeah. It's been a minute. Okay, so. All right. Tell me when. We'll spin the wheel.
Go.
Our second quick summary will be Camp Rock.
Oh my god.
Camp Rock.
We rock.
Rock on. All right, Disney's Camp Rock. All right. Something me. Marnie, Casey, it starts with an M, isn't it? Like Marnie? Or...
Marnie's from Halloween Town.
Oh. Demi Lovato.
Shane, and...
It's like something me. It's something me. Casey or like...
Mitchie.
Okay, it's Mitchie. Yes, Mitchie. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I think I'll go first with this one then. Okay, summaries. Here's our quick summaries for Camp Rock. Everyone knows if you want to be a star, you have to go to camp. Music camp. And if you can't afford to go to music camp, your mom will become the chef there, and you'll pretend you've never met her and make up a fake life that will spiral out of control. Mm-hmm. Mitchie, an aspiring songwriter and singer, will do just that. In cabins full of the Jonas Brothers, shoulder rolls, beatboxing, liars, and Margaret Dupree, a group of teenagers will rock on in the hopes of being scouted. Just wait for the sequel, where they'll go full cult and chant Walk Through the Woods.
Camp Rock. Camp Rock. Oh, okay.
That meme is, I still think that meme is so funny.
It's one of the best ones.
Like, what's that sound?
So many good things have come out of that.
Oh, it's so funny.
Okay, here's my summary.
Okay.
They say Nick broke up the Jonas Brothers, but they were broken long before, when Joe Jonas, aka Shane, decided to star solo in Camp Rock. Every teenager's dream is to go to camp and not shit for a week. In Camp Rock, the characters' dreams do come true. There's plenty of angst, lies, music numbers, and zoom-ins on faces. Mitchie wants to fit in, and she's always been the girl who hid her face, so afraid to show the world what she has to say. Will her experience at camp change her life forever? Or will she shoulder pop it and fade into the background?
Cause I'm too cool. I can like that image of that like shoulder roll. That shoulder pop roll.
I can't forget it.
That was like one of the main things. I was like, I gotta include the shoulder pop rolls. Yeah. Ugh, so good.
Camp Rock.
Camp Rock. I thought I was like, I gotta incorporate the sequel scene because that's so funny. All right, and for our last quick summary, we have Magic Mike.
Oh God. Jesus Christ.
Congratulations.
It's been so long since I've seen this movie.
Magic Mike. I think the last time I watched Blind Wave watch Magic Mike. I think it's the last time I watched it. So that's my, I think. And I think someone I know had watched the new one that came out, and they were like, it's not any better than the first one or the second. So I was like, cool. All right, Magic Mike. Okay. All right. Would you like to start?
Magic Mike summary. In the world of male strippers, there's only one Mike, and boy is he magic. He can dance, he can strip, and most importantly, he's Channing Tatum. I said it right this time.
You did.
As someone who hates men, this movie is like a fever dream. Let's never forget the hordes of middle-aged women who objectified their way to the theaters to watch what is essentially an hour-and-a-half strip show. And no, this isn't Thunder Down Under. It's magic, and there's only one Mike. I couldn't remember any of the plot of the movie.
That's fine. Don't worry, I get you covered on the plot.
Okay.
Florida is the place to be if you like hot men and even hotter dance moves.
Yeah.
When a young up-and-comer, I couldn't remember his name, so when a young up-and-comer is looking for some extra cash, he'll meet Mike, a male entertainer who likes cheese and stepping up. Matthew McConaughey is a cowboy, penis pumps are aplenty, and Delco took a break from a CSI Miami day job to entertain us all. Will the new kid make it in this world, or will he be difficult to work with and not be asked to come back for the sequels? Much like Thunder Down Under, this is a movie you should definitely rent from Blockbuster with your best friend in high school and watch in their parents' basement.
Yeah.
Because first time I saw this movie, Audrey and I, friend of the podcast, rented it from Blockbuster and watched it in her parents' basement.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Love that we both have the Thunder Down Under mention.
I know, I saw you said Thunder Down Under, and I was like, that, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Absolutely.
All
okay,
right.
So now we have to rank our segments.
Yes.
Based on what we thought went best in our own personal opinions.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think collectively we could decide that Oreo Coke is probably
number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah. It wasn't really that enjoyable.
No.
And I didn't really think it would be.
Yeah.
So it went about how I expected.
Yeah. More the novelty of it. You know?
Yeah.
We're here to try things that are weird, and sure was weird.
Yeah. I think I would put number 3 Letterbox.
I also put it as number 3 as well.
I think it's fun. I'm glad we found it.
Yeah.
I did find that this time it either was like got it right away or just like did not get it.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes the Letterbox one is hard. Sometimes it's hard to find a good comment.
Right.
Because there were certain movies I wanted to do and I just couldn't find an appropriate comment.
Yeah, I agree. That fits what we're looking for.
But yeah, it's fun. I like doing it.
Yeah, I agree. I like doing the Letterbox, but yeah, it is a little bit more difficult to get what you're looking for that kind of fits, and then also have someone guess and like try to lead them to the right path without like necessarily being like, this is the movie.
Yeah.
So
number 2, I think I would go with Speed Rankings.
I did as well.
You unlocked that Sister Than Traveling Pants in me, and I was so excited to discuss characters. As we know from this podcast, I do love characters and to discuss them.
And clearly I thought that through as I couldn't even name all 4.
Yes.
So, my brain's for
Speed Rankings just always, one, it's quick. Yeah. I think it's just fun to do because a lot of these episodes we spend so much time putting into them, which I enjoy doing, but it's nice sometimes to just be given a list and be like, here with no thoughts,
off the cusp, give your thoughts.
And I think sometimes gives you sometimes I think I overthink when I have too much time.
Absolutely.
So I like that it kind of pushes you to just make a split second decision.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Number 1, I did quick summaries. I love
it's
them.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun to do because you can kind of mess with it and take it seriously if you want to, or add in inside jokes or things like lines that we like or things.
And it's funny to see what we each remember from the films and what we maybe put similar down. But yeah, it's just fun. It's one of those creative things we get to do, and that's why we like to incorporate it in as many episodes as we can.
Yeah.
By writing our own summaries. But yeah, I do enjoy it.
Yeah. I would agree. Yeah, number one, I also did a quick summary. It's always fun. I like doing it. I like having do the randomizer wheel is fun because we could have a variety of different ones and not like the same type of movie. But that way we can make sure we're doing a movie that we've both seen and have at least some familiarity with. So yeah.
That's Friday Hour.
This is haven't done a late night recording in quite a while. So
we woke up this morning to run a 5K, and I'm absolutely dead.
Yes, it's been a long day. We've now been awake for 18 hours. So I'm about ready for bed.
Yeah. So just
and if you're ready to go to bed, you can check us out on social media when you wake up.
Yeah.
Or if you need something to do before you go to bed, you can check us out on Instagram. We have Research Rank Repeat. We have a Gmail account, r3podcast@gmail.com. We have a letterbox, so if you eventually, and I know I say this every time, I would like to upload...
Eventually it will be updated.
Quotes from reviews we've done of these movies, so things we've said about them, into like quotes that, like a quote you said and a quote I said about a review with like a standardized kind of like rating, like a number of stars, just kind of based on that, plus like our ranking lists for some of these like Fast and Furious, Studio Ghibli, Pixar. I just forget. I'm like, I'm gonna do it and then I forget, but I will think about it. I'll do it. It'll be up. Any questions, comments, concerns? If you have any suggestions, we'll take those. So enjoy the rest of your day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bye.
We would like to thank Joseph McDade for our intro music. He provides free music available for all kinds of creative use. The song that we used is called Sunrise Expedition, and you can find it and his other music on his website, josephmcdade.com. If you would like to reach us, you can email us at r3podcasts@gmail.com. That's R, the number 3, podcasts@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Instagram by searching Research Rank Repeat.
That's all I got, Carl. Okay, you're gonna have to behave yourself, okay?
Beef.
Beef? Like tacos?
I smell like beef.
I smell like beef. Like tacos?